Hey, me again. That guy to light, helping you through the night. So, I just want to talk about eye contact. And this is one thing I couldn't do with anybody when I was in an abusive relationship. And it's funny because someone told me one time, you don't want to look into my eyes because you don't want me to see into your soul. And at that time, I was like, yeah. Sorry, gotta turn it down. But I realize now, it wasn't that. I didn't want them seeing the pain. I didn't want to be judged. I didn't want the truth to come out. So I've gotten now, I had to figure out how to look people in the eyes. Because I knew I avoided eye contact for so long that I never made it. And then I stared and looked like a psycho. And now I'm starting to be more natural with it, but it's taken me getting away from those abusive relationships to understand how to even look at people. But I'm bringing this up for the simple fact that you've got to learn to look people in the eye, because that's the window to the soul. You can see if they're empty or if they're full of light, or if there's a spark, if there's life within them. Because a lot of times we're talking passively, right? I even catch myself doing it with my kids where we're walking and talking and we're going different ways and we never really even communicate because we're just saying whatever it is we're needing to say as we're passing one another. So it's hard to have those heartfelt conversations, especially when you're with someone that can't make that eye contact. Because when you encounter people that are in abusive relationships, there's telltale signs. And I started picking up on these after I left an abusive relationship. I've noticed how people walk through grocery stores, how people are in the car, especially when they're with their toxic mate, how they interact on a personal level or don't interact at all. You start noticing more once you know more, because knowledge is power, right? So you can't save somebody in a toxic relationship. You can't even speak up to their partner about their toxic behavior towards your friend, brother, sister, loved ones, whoever it is. You cannot fight their battle. And that was the hardest part for me being in an abusive relationship, because I was like, nobody even fucking cares about me. Like, fine, I'll just go over here and live with the devil and die. Nobody cares. And I became very hostile towards my entire family, friends. I had nobody left by the time I was done because I hated everybody. I was so victimized by my own choices, what I allowed in my life, what I thought was acceptable. And even coming out of this relationship, it taught me a hell of a lot. It taught me how strong I was. It taught me I could be a fighter. It taught me I wanted to survive. Not just survive, I want to thrive. I want to build a foundation so unshakable and unbreakable that I don't have to allow another toxic partner into my life, because a lot of times we cling to them because we're so insecure about ourselves, and that's how they set it up. If you are in contact with anybody that mistreats you and tries to tear you down, know how fucking powerful you are. Know how beautiful, how strong, and how brave you are. Because people that are manipulative don't look for weak people. That's no fun. It's a game of cat and mouse. They want to pounce you and keep pouncing you until you start to give up. And when you give up, they discard you. And they go find somebody else that has life in them. Because the devil always wants to toy with the living, right? The devil always wants to make you believe you're free. There's the door. Go at any time. Oh, it's locked? Oh, how can you get out? And start just messing with you to make you either find the courage or give up. And if you don't give up, understand they're going to keep latching on. And that's the thing about me. I was such a fighter. You ain't going to fucking tell me what to do. You ain't going to tear me down. Shit, hit me again. Knock my head in the sheetrock again. I don't fucking care. I didn't care anymore. Because the person that tried to kill me took nothing from me. And I thought, I've already met death twice. What have I got to lose? And at one point I even thought the devil don't like me. He don't even want me because I'm such a challenge and God ain't got time for me. I felt so alone. Couldn't look anybody in the eyes. Didn't know how to ask for help. Didn't know how to get out of the situation. Spinning around all day, every day, waking up, and it was like Groundhog Day in hell. And I didn't know what to do until I did. And that meant I had to do what I was not feeling I was capable of doing. Walking away. Getting away from the situation. Taking back my power. And the funny thing is, when I left that narcissist, I made sure he saw who I was before I left. I worked out every day. I was so structured and disciplined. I gave up certain habits. And I let him see the person that he met walk out that door. Not the person he tried to destroy. I was not giving him that satisfaction. Did he poke harder? Fuck yeah, he poked harder. Did he try to manipulate the kids? More than ever. And I knew he knew he was losing. And it was so gratifying. It was so empowering to know that I took my power back from the devil. And I told him, fuck off. Oh, you want to send someone else that looks different and acts the same? I figured you out because I could look you in the eye. When you can begin to find that courage to say, I know who I am. I know I'm strong. I know I'm brave. I know I'm here for a reason. I don't know what the reason is, but I know I'm here for a reason. Maybe it's simply to live and not just survive. Maybe it's meant to embrace the blessing that's called breathing, walking, talking, being human. You could have been here, brought here as anything else. A rock, a tree, whatever it is. There is life in every form on this planet. You could have been anything else, but you are who you are. So embrace the fact that you're worth something. You're worth something more than somebody toxic will ever tell you. And if they won't tell you, let me tell you. Look me straight in the eyes. You are fucking amazing. Know this for yourself, and no one else will ever have to tell you this for you to believe this. Because I needed somebody else to make me believe in myself until I didn't. Because they couldn't. I realized it was my battle. I realized it was my fight. I realized I had to stand up for myself. Nobody else was going to. Because even if they did, guess what? I got my ass beat behind closed doors because, oh, you ran your mouth. Oh, you did this and that. Fucking poke the narcissist. Not in my favor. For their own stance of saying, I stood up for you. A selfish reasoning. I can't save you, but I can help get your ass beat. Which makes you step back more and more and more from anybody around you. Because the burden of knowing people when you're in a toxic relationship, it's so heavy. Because something somebody says or does is going to trigger that villain in your life to put you in your place. And you didn't even do anything. Your mere existence pisses them off. If you're happy, oh God, they have a reason to piss you off, make you sad, make you feel miserable, drag you down. Because you can't be in two different places. If you try to raise yourself up and you have the ability to smile and laugh, true, from the heart, you're going to piss a lot of people off. Because for one, they think you're fronting. Two, they can't do it. And three, they just don't care about happiness. And that's sad. More of this world loves war, hate, and chaos than they do nurturing, loving, and acceptance. And it's because they've never felt it. Or they lost it. And they don't want anybody else to have it. Well, if I can't have it, you can't have it. This is not what life is about. It is not about battling to get to be yourself. Find the courage right now to be yourself. And understand, if you are in these situations where somebody is beating your ass, somebody is mentally tearing you down, somebody is trying to make you less than what you are, there is help. You might not be able to pick up the phone and that person go away for the rest of your life. You might not be able to reach out to family and them give you a room to stay. You might not be able to even be open and honest about the situation, but the help comes from above. And it means you have to open up your heart. You have to understand you are dealing with the devil. And the only way to outwit the devil is to go to the divine. So when you can start opening up and not let that person make your beliefs a mockery, you have empowered yourself. Because the one I was with convinced me at some point to rebuke my faith in God, to join his side of darkness. And I did it thinking it would allow for him to heal, never realizing it was a pawn in a game for me to lose. And in the end, I did go through feeling shame for that choice. I did go through a lot of hate for that person. But it took me healing, going, I get it now. The scales were so imbalanced from the beginning, and I never realized I was on top. I never realized how valuable and awesome I was until I danced with the devil. Thing was, once I figured out I was dancing with the devil, I took lead and he never knew. I danced myself right out of his life with him so confused, going, where'd she go? How did she do that? I had her in the palm of my hands. I was squashing her daily. What the fuck happened? And that is the most awesome feeling you will ever have, is to see somebody that had power over you powerless. And the only way you're going to do that, like I said, comes from above. It's in you. That strength you need to defeat the darkness that comes at you is within you, nobody else. So please understand, you have to make a choice. And for whatever reason, my messages lately have been going towards dealing with narcissists. That's actually what I started this channel for originally. And it was to share my story. And then I went into talking about black magic and how people affect you. And then it went into all about love. And then it went into inspiring you to be a better person. And then helping you remember who you are. And now here I am again talking about the beginning of this channel, which was, do not let the devil win. Cut the narcissist out of your life and you're good to go. Like I said, you might be alone. You're not alone. It is better to be alone living a life in a moment that allows you a chance to breathe, not sleep with one eye open, than to stay in a situation that you fear every day what's going to happen next. Because I'll tell you one thing, you ask what else could happen, the universe will show you in a heartbeat what the fuck can happen. Since I left that person, I have been through so much turmoil. And every day I have to smile and say, but I made it out alive. Because you don't know how many people have reminded me that people don't make it out of those kinds of relationships. And even when you do leave the narcissist, they will stalk you and they will fuck with you and they will try to destroy your life for the rest of their life. And they had me in fear, looking over my shoulder, where just constantly, he's going to get me, thinking that he was going to just jump out of the bushes and kill me. And other people became that narcissist in my life, always keeping me holding my breath, not allowing me to accept what had happened. And the only thing that took me away from that fear, the only thing that allowed me to go, it happened, it is what it is, just move on, the only thing that allowed me came from above and within. It was the chance to empower myself, not by what I had been through, but how far I had made it from what I had come from. And now the storyline has changed. There's no more talk from friends and family about what he did to me, how he brainwashed me, how he affected me, how I had changed as a person. That conversation is almost gone. To now, remember how far you've come. I'm so proud of you. So proud of you. Look what you've done. Look what you've done for yourself and your children. You have nicer things than you've ever had in your entire life. And you did that. It's more acknowledging what I've done to this point. rather than what I've been through. And if you're dealing with people that have been in abusive relationships, stop fucking talking about it. Try to be there for them in the moment. Try to encourage them. Try to remind them that they're great. Because believe me, they have nightmares about what they've been through. Every second, their brain is eating them about what they've allowed. Every moment they have to look at their children, they feel regret and self-hatred because they know what they've been through. They know what they've watched their children go through, and they felt powerless. Stop disempowering people by talking about the pain. Yes, if they want to talk, listen. Try to find a helpful way to respond. And if all you can do is cry and hug them and love them and say, I'm sorry, at least you're not there anymore. And look how far you've come. Because the words, got lost on that word, the words that come out of your mouth affect somebody who's been abused. It affects their mentality. And a lot of people that come out of abusive relationships are afraid to even talk about it because, like I said, they're embarrassed. They feel weak. They feel manipulated. They feel used, abused, tricked. So if you want to help anybody move forward in life, learn to listen and speak from the heart. Learn to look them in the eyes again. Learn to accept them and help them accept themselves for who they are, not what has happened. Because we have the ability to help one another heal. It's just a matter of how we speak, how we respond. So if you know anybody that's going through it, help them any way you can. It is not an easy battle. And if you're going through it, remember where to reach. Remember who to call. You can always reach out and they will always answer. So I'm going to leave it on that note. Peace, love, and light. Sending all of you big hugs, love, anything to help encourage you to move forward into a better life, because I've lived that life and you deserve better. So, bye for now.